Hey YouTube, Rob again, bringing you another video. Today I'm doing an entry into Claire's 300 sub competition, which she's sort of running at the moment. So hello to Claire as well. Big thanks to her first of all for running the competition. She's a great YouTuber, which as other people said, but it's very true. She's only been on the community for a few months, which has already got 300 subs and. She's become very popular, or she's become very much a integrated, if I can use that word, into the YouTube community. A lot of people do watch her videos, and she does very interesting to listen to. She's got great sort of opinion on things, and she doesn't necessarily care what other people think about her opinion. She just sort of gives it and gives kind of a very honest opinion. She does like rants and stuff, and they're also it's always fun to hear someone rant about something, which I think. But yeah, just good YouTuber, and yeah, great to listen to. It was I'll leave her comments and she answers back, which is what it's all about. So yeah, she's running competition. So I'm sort of showing my support. Doing a video response for her. Yeah, so there was 2 questions. First question was basically why did you sort of start making videos? What sort of prompted you to sort of make that first video, and has anything sort of changed necessarily from that very first video that you made? Now, I did sort of answer this question. I did like a Q&A a few months ago, and I think I did sort of answer that. So you want to perhaps watch that as perhaps a bit of an in-depth response on that. But I'll quickly perhaps just go over sort of why I started. I think I had the YouTube account, my YouTube account for quite a while, a few years I think, and I think I just sort of just like watching. I was a big sort of fan of sort of movies, obviously, and especially sort of animated movies, and perhaps the more sort of obscure ones. So I sort of went on YouTube and just sort of typed in, top 10 favourite animated movies, because I sort of wanted to find out what other people thought were, their favourite movies. I think I found, I sort of said this before, I sort of found Cool Dude's channel, and he sort of had a video like that, his favourite sort of movies, animated movies in his collection. So I sort of watched that, and then I sort of realised he had, sort of more videos just about movies in general. So I watched that, and then I started to realise that there's a lot more people on here that sort of were, sort of fans of movies, and did movie reviews and sort of DVD updates and, sort of stuff like that. Yeah, so I sort of just, started to sort of watch some of these videos, and started to realise that, I wasn't necessarily the only one that sort of was a big sort of fan of movies, and because I sort of find that, when people sort of ask you hobbies and you sort of say that you like to watch movies, sometimes they sort of look down on you a little bit, and kind of think you're a bit of a slob, and wasting your time, sitting in your underwear, home all day, perhaps just watching movies, eating popcorn or something. I don't know. So it's sort of nice to refreshing to sort of actually meet other people that were sort of in some ways a bit movie obsessed, type thing, and had big sort of movie collections, and did spend a lot of their time sort of watching movies. I did sort of find that quite refreshing. So I think, just sort of why I sort of made perhaps the first video. I think the very first video I made was, I think I did like a movie review of a film called Feladay, an animated movie from 1994. Very sort of similar to Watership Down or Plague Dogs, if you've ever sort of watched either of those movies. Very sort of similar sort of premise to it, and great sort of, 80s sort of animation to those sort of movies. I think that's the very first one. I think that got took down because I got like copyright violations on it, and so I don't think it's up anymore. I think I still got it on my computer somewhere. So yeah, so just think that's sort of the main reason I sort of started to make videos. I just sort of wanted to, because when there's necessarily some of these more obscure animated movies weren't necessarily sort of talked about that much. So I thought I might perhaps sort of make a video about these movies, perhaps sort of show them to other people that. Perhaps just perhaps trying to find other people that had sort of seen these movies, or also perhaps sort of find out more movies which I'd never sort of heard of. Other people could perhaps recommend some to me. I think that's sort of the main sort of reason. I don't think necessarily my videos have sort of changed all that much from the first sort of videos that I made. I think I've changed the location perhaps. I think I've got a bit more confident in what I was sort of saying, and sort of better at sort of editing videos and sort of making the videos, and trying to get at what I'm trying to say. Sometimes it's a bit hard to sort of, try and get at what you're thinking into sort of words, sort of thing. But anyway, second question was, what's sort of your favourite horror movie, sort of all time, or horror favourite horror movies, I guess, of all time. I'm not necessarily sort of a huge sort of horror fan. I did sort of watch. My brother was is a fairly big, or used to be a fairly big sort of fan of horror movies, especially the older sort of Hammer horror top ones. He was a big sort of fan of those, but he also has a lot of 80s ones as well. The Hills Have Eyes, type ones. I used to sort of go into his room and sort of he had like a big sort of VHS collection of all these sort of horror movies. So I used to sort of go in and pick one out and sort of watch it, and then put it back, and then get another one out and just sort of do that. I remember doing that quite a few times. But I'm just trying to think what some of my ones that I'd really do sort of like. I mean, you've got obviously the Exorcist. That's probably a film that I really do like. I mean, you've some films you wouldn't necessarily perhaps sort of class as horror necessarily. I mean, you've got the Alien movie, the original Alien movie was actually some people do class that as horror, and I can I guess, but some people might, I don't know, some might classify it more of sci-fi movie, I don't know. But that's a film that I really do like. I really do like the whole premise to that, and I'm a big sort of fan of the franchise. Apart from perhaps the fourth, the Alien Resurrection, not a huge fan of that one. But anyway, what other? I mean, there's another film. Perhaps I could probably say the Blair Witch Project, the original one of that. I mean, that's a film that does sort of hold sort of good memories for me in a way. I remember sort of going to the cinema and sort of watching that at the time, and it was sort of very much a vibe that this is a real thing, this is real sort of footage that was sort of found of these sort of kids that go, up there to try and find the Blair Witch, type thing. I mean, and then we sort of found later that it was, all crap. It wasn't true. It was all sort of made up and bogus. But at the time, it was very much the vibe that this is a real thing, and I just remember being a bit sort of freaked out by the whole idea of that this actually did sort of happen. I mean, I have sort of thought about perhaps sort of watching that film again, perhaps, but I don't think I really want to. I think it's sort of, in some ways it sort of take away my memories of that sort of watching that movie in the cinema and being quite freaked out at the time. So I don't think I'll perhaps necessarily want to watch that one again. But I thought it was a good movie from what I remember. So yeah, I think that's sort of there's a couple of ones that I think are really good. Another one obviously is Halloween. There's some big sort of John Carpenter fans on here that love Halloween. Sorry, perhaps the scariest movie I've ever sort of seen. But I mean, I do love the cinematography and that, and the music to it, and the whole sort of sort of 70s sort of vibe and 70s sort of characters. I think it's just a really great sort of movie, I think, to watch. So that's my answers to those two questions. Big thanks to Claire for running the competition. I'll leave a link down below to her channel. I think most people that subscribe to me would be already subbed to her, but if you're not, certainly check out her channel and give her a sub. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. She's on her way to another 300 subs. So yeah, big thanks to her. Good luck to everyone else in the competition. And I think that about do it, I reckon. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video for you. Bye.